Hi guys, happy Halloween month and welcome to Legal Talk Tuesday. This is one of my favorite holidays of the whole year. I'm kind of obsessed with all the spookiness. So we are going to embrace the spooky today and talk about something that people tend to avoid every other day of the whole year, and that is death. So here we are, bringing you this ray of light and joy today. So here are 6 tips to make sure that you have everything you need settled and planned so that things go the way that you want leading up to and after your passing.
So tip number 1 is gather up your important contact information and documents. You really need to know where everything is. You need to know what you have and how to access it. So when you're working on your estate planning, there are 2 big things to consider. One is you want to make sure that things are as easy as possible on your loved ones who just lost you. So let's try to make it as easy as possible for them. But 2, we got to make sure that things like, your stuff, your car, your house, all that kind of stuff goes where you want it to go, but also if you have children, that they go where you want them to go. So those things are very important. It's not just for your own benefit, it's also for the benefit of your loved ones having to deal with things after you pass away. And having all of your documents, doctor information, financial advisor information, bank info, accounts, all that kind of stuff, when you have everything all together, it's going to help streamline your process for planning, and it's going to streamline your loved one's process after you're gone.
Absolutely. And the second thing is you need to execute your last will and testament. So a will is a very important document where you get to tell everyone where you want your things to go. So, if you're single, married, have children, don't have children, have $1 million or $1,000, it does not matter. That's kind of a common misconception that if you don't have anything, you don't need a will. You need a will. So in the will, you can direct things like your home, money, cars, jewelry, clothes, any sentimental items, anything like that, to where you want them to go so that there's no confusion, guesswork, or fighting even after you're gone.
Tip number 3 is for you to complete your living will and your powers of attorney. This is important for while you're still alive. A living will is one of the most important documents that you can have, in our opinion. Most of us have very strong feelings about what we want to have happen to our bodies in tragic situations. We've all seen those medical dramas on TV and movies, or even in real life in the news, where doctors or family have to make decisions on your health when you're not able to. I don't know about you, but I want to make those decisions for myself, even if I'm not able to talk at the time that it's needed to express my wishes. So the living will is a document that can do that for you, even if you can't speak. There are 2 types of powers of attorney. There's a power of attorney for your financial matters, and there's a power of attorney for your healthcare. Both of them give someone the power to help you out when you need it. And there are different ways that you can structure the powers of attorney, but it's super helpful to have the ability for someone to have access to, for example, your bank account in order to pay your bills, on your house or your apartment or something like that, if you're not able to. So having that document and those documents in place are also very important. Tip number 4 is to update all of your beneficiaries, life insurance, things like that, and plan final arrangements for accounts like bank accounts, that nature. Have your bank accounts be payable on death as opposed to just having your name only on them. Funeral expenses, you can plan those things ahead of time. Do you want to do organ donation, that kind of thing? So one thing to kind of consider, have you been in your job for 5 months? Have you been in your job, the same job, for 20 years? Have you opened up new financial accounts? All those kinds of things you need to kind of pay attention to when you're talking about updating your beneficiaries and making sure that all of those accounts go where they need to go. Another kind of thing to keep in mind is maybe you've gotten divorced recently, or maybe you got divorced 5 years ago and still haven't updated beneficiaries and things like that on your documents. A lot of times when people have kids, they keep the ex-spouse on as a beneficiary for the benefit of the kids, but those are things that you need to consider. And if you happen to have a trust and not just a will, then your beneficiary on many of your accounts needs to be the trust instead of a particular person. So these are things that an attorney can help you kind of plan out and talk out.
Number 5, secure your digital accounts. So Facebook, Amazon, credit cards, websites, things like that. Make sure that you have passwords stored in a secure location, either in paper form or electronically, so that your family or friends can easily access and cancel or delete accounts. A lot of the accounts allow you to add someone as a backup in that exact situation. So that way you make sure that your things are handled. So make sure that you're securing those digital accounts and that you also tell that person that they are your person. Number 6, talk to your loved ones. That goes right into this one. So talk to them about your wishes, especially if they're handling any of your affairs for you. So very few people are actually comfortable talking about end of life planning with anyone, especially people that they love. So the more you're open about your wishes and plans and you make it, normal and not weird, the less chance of confusion when the time actually comes. And everyone is, focusing on what they need to focus on and not having to worry about, money and planning. So that is all. That is our 6, tips, things, stuff about death, everything you want to know about death and how to plan for it. But next week we will probably be here at 11:30 Central Time for Legal Talk Tuesday. Thank you guys for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.